Let me show you one of the coolest things you can do to an angle grinder, and that's put that little handle right there on there. Let me show you why, show you how to do it, and why you would want one. So typically when you're grinding something, you're going to hold it like this. This hand is going to be here. Well, you can be smothering the air intakes. And I have actually burnt one up, or at least I think that's what burned it up, is holding it right here with big old pair of gloves, and you just smother the air that's coming in there to cool that. So that makes an extra handle, gives you a whole lot more stability to be able to have two handles instead of one. And also, one more little hack, one more little reason you're gonna like that. I did my Craftsman years ago, and I can't tell you how many times I've come over to the vise, put that in the vise, and then come over here and ground something, or cut something, or buffed something, wire brush something. So that in itself, for no other reason, that right there makes it worth it. First thing you have to do is determine the size of your hole for the handle. Find out what size bolt goes in there. And buy you a bolt that's about 4 inches long, and buy at least two nuts for it. You may need more. The no weld version will have more. We'll have different parts list, so stay tuned for that. Next is to get a piece of 1-inch square tubing. This is 1/8 inch thick, 1-inch square tubing, and I'm gonna cut 11 inches. That seemed to work well on the Craftsman I did years ago. So you're going to need to drill a hole for your bolt, whatever size bolt you have. Tighten it up. I made sure my bolt was long enough to where I could screw it on. When it's welded on, I could screw the handle on so I could change sides. So in other words, I don't have to remove my shield. I don't have to remove on the Craftsman. The bolt is shorter, and I have to remove that shield every time if I want to change it from side to side. But on this one, I won't. I'll weld it up, and I'll be able to screw it on like that. So let me get to welding it. Now I could weld the back side, but I don't think it's necessary. It should be plenty good. Okay, so at this point I can swap them out. I can have this handle over here, vice versa, it doesn't matter. But to tighten it down, you're gonna want your handle parallel with the, at least I do, parallel with the grinder. Makes it real handy. So hold it parallel to the grinder, tighten this nut down, and then this nut down to back it up, and it should stay. So here's your no weld option. If you don't have a welder and can't weld that up, then just buy a threaded bolt. This bolt will be threaded all the way up, and you'll have two nuts here to tighten it up against here, and then you'll have one nut here, maybe two. I'm not sure how that would work, but it might take two nuts. Probably, yeah, it probably would. Two nuts right here also. Might have to make it a little bit longer to make sure you can get a couple nuts in there, and then you'll tighten up against this. You may want to put a washer there. I don't know. I don't think so. But that would be your no weld option. So there it is. It's a handle. It's a mount to mount it to the vise, so you can use the grinder as a stationary grinder. And I think you'll like it. I'm gonna paint it up, and it is ready to go now. And it's something I think you're gonna want to do. All right, we're gone.